Have you ever wondered, is the Christian life really worth it? Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Next, on So What? Hi, I'm Chris Dorman, and welcome back to So What? Have you ever asked yourself that? When faced with the ongoing difficulties of the struggle of the Christian life, have you ever asked yourself, is it really worth it? I think our Lord contemplated that we would, that the thoughtful, that the faithful, that those who are forced to confront their sin on a regular basis, who are forced to confront the evil in the world, and who are forced to face persecution for faithfulness unto Christ, they might stop and they might wonder, is it really worth it? And I believe in this third beatitude, Jesus is encouraging us to say yes. He wants us to be thinking, yes, yes it is. What do I mean by that? We've already looked at what meekness is, and I encourage you to take a look at the last couple of podcasts. And also, please check out the So What Facebook page, because I have a lot of additional material there about what meekness is and what meekness should look like in the life of the Christian. But the last part of this verse I want to look at today, the meek shall inherit the earth. What does that mean? There are some who say that Jesus is quoting from Psalm 37, verse 11, and the meek shall inherit the land and enjoy abundant peace. And they look at the land as sort of all things temporal, and how we enjoy abundant peace because we as Christians should be a contented people. We don't have to be covetous. We don't have to be resentful or angry about the things we don't have, because things ultimately don't matter. We can say with the Apostle Paul, I've learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, through what? Through him who gives me strength. That is the heart of the genuine Christian, a contented spirit, and they enjoy great peace here, because whether they own not one little inch of land in this earth or whether they own 1,000 acres, it doesn't make any difference. The relationship ultimately and everything about their lives is about Christ, and that is enough. That's one way of looking at this verse. Another way of looking at this verse is thinking about the promise that God made to Abraham in Genesis chapter 12. I'm going to make you a great nation. Leave your ancestral home. Leave what you know. Leave what is rightfully yours, and I'm going to send you to a different place. And that will be your land. That will be the home of your people. Not just land, but home. Home is what God was promising Abraham and this new nation that would be birthed from Abraham and Sarah. But you see, the writer of the Hebrews tells us that Abraham understood that it wasn't just about a plot of dirt. That the land, the promise of home, was really a promise of an eternal home. And that's what Abraham was really looking forward to, an eternal home. So when things got tough, when things were hard, when conflicts came and struggles arise, we think of an eternal home, that this life is not all that there is. In fact, we might live 80, 100 years. And to us, that seems like forever. But can you imagine to the saints in heaven? It's a blink of an eye. We have eternity. And we become so consumed by this life down here that we forget, we lose sight, and when things are hard, we cry out to God, why? I resent this, I hate this, I'm mad, I'm embittered. Why do they have what I don't have? Why must I struggle so? Jesus understands, Jesus knew, and he wants you and I to know that this is not all there is. There will be a new heavens and a new earth. And its only inhabitants will be us. The land, symbolic of heaven, symbolic of our eternal home. Jesus is calling us to contemplate that in meekness as you are being taken advantage of. You who are meek, who put others before yourself, who put Christ before your career, before your education, who put Christ before your own personal agendas. In fact, you've surrendered your personal agenda to serve your King. Might you be denied many things in this life? Yeah. The contented heart says it doesn't matter. All that matters is Christ. And Christ is telling you, if that is your heart, you shall have him. You shall have your heart's desire. Hang in there. The land, symbolic of heaven, that is your inheritance, beloved. Is it worth it? Jesus tells us, yes, it is. Because one day you will inherit the earth. The new heavens, the new earth, heaven, this will all be yours. And it will be yours perfectly, without pain, without sin, without death, without loss, without struggle. It will be yours one day. Hang in there. I believe Jesus is encouraging us to hang in there. Read the last Beatitude. The Christian is promised persecution. Jesus was persecuted. His faithful people have always been persecuted. If you are poor in spirit, if you mourn your sin, if you are meek, if you hunger and thirst after righteousness, if you are a peacemaker, you will be persecuted. But take heart. Jesus has overcome the world, and he is preparing a home for you and for me. And he wants you to keep your eyes on that prize. Like Abraham, when he's there and he's in the promised land, okay? Just being there was enough for him. He didn't have to build a city. He didn't have to build a home. He just put a tent on that dirt and says, you know what? I'm here. This is enough for me. The meek says, Lord, whatever you give me, that is enough for me. And if I don't have it, it's because you have determined I don't need it right now. That's the heart of meekness. That's the heart of the child of God. Thank you for tuning in, my friends. And I'll talk to you next week.